Okay, for this project, I am using a size K 6.5mm crochet hook, and I'm using Red Heart Super Sabre yarn. It's a 4-ply yarn. And you want to start off with a chain of 34, and then we're going to do a double crochet in the 4th stitch from the hook, and we don't count the one that's on our hook. And then we're going to do 1 double crochet in every stitch across the chain. So 1 in each stitch. Okay, I made it to the end and I just did my last double crochet. Now I want to chain 3 and turn my work. And now I want to double crochet into the next stitch like that. And I'm going to do a chain of 4. And then I'm going to skip the next 4 stitches and double crochet into the next. And I'm going to double crochet into the next, do a chain 4, skip 4, and then double crochet into the next, and then double crochet into the next. And that's just our repeat. Just keep doing this to the end. Chain 4, skip 4, and double crochet. Double crochet into the next. Chain 4. And then you skip 4 and double crochet into the next. Chain 4, skip 4, and then you double crochet into the next, and then your last double crochet should go into the top of the turn chain here, or top of this chain 3, like that. So that's 1 repeat row that we're going to be doing. So now we want to do a chain 2 and turn. Now I'm going to be half double crocheting all the way across. So I want to do a half double crochet in this next stitch. That. And then I need to do 4 half double crochets in this space here where we did a chain 4. So we just do 4 half doubles going right through the space. 2, 3, 4, and then we want to come over here and do a half double on each of these double crochets, and then we're back into a chain 4 space. We want to do 4 half doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then half double on each of these 2 double crochets. And we're just going to repeat this all the way down. 4 half doubles in this chain 4 space. And then half double on each one of these double crochets. 4 half doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 in each of the next 2 double crochets. And then 4 half doubles. 4 4, and then finish it off these last 2 stitches here. Now you want to chain 3 and turn our work, and we're going to be repeating the row that we did before this last row again. So now we want to double crochet in the next stitch, but we're not going to go into this one. It looks like the next, but actually we're going to skip that one and go to this one and double crochet in that one like that. And then we want to do a chain of 4, skip 4, and then double crochet in the next, double crochet in the next, chain 4, skip 4, so we just want to repeat this row again until we get to the end. Chain 4, skip 4, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Down here to the end, you want to skip 4, and it looks a little funny here, but we got to do this stitch right here and the double crochet and this double crochet from the previous row, and you got to double crochet in the chain 2 turn chain. It looks a little funny because it's a chain 2 and it looks a little different, but that's how it's done. Now we're going to chain 2 and turn our work again, and now we're going to double crochet, half double crochet all the way across, double crochet on top of that last double crochet. We're doing half double crochets, I'm sorry, I'm getting all confused. Half double crochet on top of this double crochet from the previous row. And then we're going to do 4 half double crochets in the chain 4 space. We're doing half doubles on this row. I don't know why I keep saying doubles. Now, a half double on each, 1 half double in each of these stitches from the previous row, and then 4 half doubles. So this is it. This is what we're going to be doing from here on out, just repeating these 2 rows that we're doing until it gets as tall as you want it. But actually I'm going to be folding this piece in half, so I'm going to have to make it pretty tall. But just keep repeating these 2 rows back and forth, and I'll go ahead and get mine started, and I'll let you know how many rows I do here in just a few minutes. Okay, I switched colors, so I went ahead and did, like, see these big squares? I have 12 rows of the big squares, but you can always do more if you want. I'm going to fold mine in half. But one thing I want to do here after this last row of squares that I just did, instead of going across doing a half double crochet like we did here, I'm going to do a double crochet row to match the very first row that we did. So I'm just going to go ahead and chain 3, and now I'm going to go across doing it 1 double crochet in every stitch, just like we did the half double, but I'm just going to make it a double crochet. So 4 in here, so I'm just going to work my way across and finish out this row. Across after that row, double crochet. So now I want to tie off here, and then you want to hide your tail. What I want to do now is I'm going to go down these long sides with a row of double crochet. That way when I attach the fabric, I'll be able to fold it over and hide the edges. So you want to start with the slip knot. And you can start, if you have a side that you favorite that you want to show on the outside, have that facing you when you do this part. That way then the good side of the stitch will be showing. Just start right here at the top of this and go ahead and pull through that slip knot on your hook. Like that. And then chain 3, and that's going to count as your first double crochet. And now I'm just going to work my way down, doing a double crochet in each stitch. And you're not going to be able to see the stitches real well because we're working on the sides of the stitch. So just do the best you can to kind of evenly space them out. So just like this, all the way down. And we're just doing this on these long sides. And then once you get down to here, you just tie off and then start again and go down this side. Okay, I got that row of double crochet down both sides of it. So now I'm going to put some fabric, get some fabric. I already got mine pre-cut. But what you want to do is you want to get a piece of fabric big enough so when you fold it, that way the design is on the both sides. Fold it in half and line it up, and then we're going to pin it on. It needs to be a little bit, because we're going to fold these edges that aren't clean. We'll fold them and pin it down, and then we'll sew it. There'll be one edge that's already clean, the folded part, but just cut it a little bit bigger. Not much on all the sides, except for that folded side. Then I'll get some pins here, and we'll pin it down. Okay, I'm going to start with this side is my folded side, so I don't need to fold it over or anything because the edge is really clean. And if you want to use a hot iron and make the creases really tight, you can. I do that sometimes, but I'm not going to do it now because I don't have it set up or anything. So I'm going to set it up to the edge. Not all the way to the edge, but about like that. And then I'm going to stick some pins in it so it doesn't move on me. Just get it kind of as straight as you can. And I'm going to pin it all the way down. And I'm going to move it to this edge. And I'm going to fold this edge under. Just a little bit because you don't want the fold to be able to be seen through that side. So I'm just going to fold it a little bit. Might have to cut this a little bit more, but okay. And you can hot iron this down too. And then I'm going to pin it. And remember, we're going to be doing crochet still at the top, so don't make it so close that you're not going to be able to put a crochet hook through the top stitches. And the same on the side, we still have to sew it together. Okay, And you can pin all 4 sides down if you want. It's, or you can just do one side at a time, but I'm just going to pin this corner down. Okay, once you get it to about how you want it, see when I fold it in half, it's going to look kind of like that. We're going to sew it together in half, but make sure it's all flat. All I'm going to do is just sew it on with stitches. And it takes a little time doing it by hand. If you have a sewing machine, it'd probably be easier, but I'm going to start right up here. I got a knot at the end of my thread, so I'm pulling it through the fabric only at first. Now all I'm going to do is just go through, putting stitches all the way through like this, back and forth. And you want to make sure your thread doesn't show through on the other side, so I always just go through like half the stitch. If you know what I mean, that way that your stitch won't show through the other side. Not too bad anyways. And then back through. It's very time consuming to do it by hand, but and then see where my stitch came out, I always kind of just go back through the same stitch, the half of it. See, I'm in between the layers of the stitch, and that way when I go back through, it's not going to show that stitch on the outside, and it's still connected. So this is pretty much all there is to it. Lining's easy. It's this, well, lining like this is easy. It's just time consuming. But it's always nice in the end when it's finished. So I'm just going to work my way around my piece of fabric, sewing this on. And I'll just try to make my stitches as straight as I can. But since it's by hand, it's not going to be perfect. It's something that everybody that makes things by hand has to come to realize. It took me a long time to really realize that. For me anyways, because I always wanted my stuff to be so perfect when I made it by hand. And it never was, no matter how much I tried. And you just have to realize that it's not going to be perfect. No matter what you do, it's never going to be perfect. And that's what makes it unique. And that's how you know that it's done by hand. And things that are made by hand that aren't perfect are beautiful. The thread always gets knotted up too. There we go. See, you can't see my stitches on the other side. So I'm just going to continue going down. I'm just going to take my pins out when I get up to it. And I'm going to go around. And I'm just going to sew this on. And then I'll meet back up with you. My piece of fabric sewed on. I got a little bit more to do on the other side, but I'm just going to show you how I'm going to sew it together real quick down the sides. I'm going to flip it. I got it wrong side out. And that's how I'm going to sew it together. And then when I'm done, I'll be able to flip it right side out. Because I don't want to be able to see the seam that well. So I'm doing it that way. And you can do it the other way if you want. Some people like to sew the seam on the outside. And I do that occasionally. But first thing you want to do is go through the top stitch on both pieces. And just go through that slip knot on your hook. Oh. Maybe. And now I'm just going to go down the whole piece, matching stitches and slip stitching it together. I'm going to use slip stitch, just like this. And I'm just grabbing stitches on both pieces. And you want to just do this all the way down and then tie off, and then you want to go and do it on the other side. And then you can flip your work right side out and you should have a nice neat seam. I got it all sewed up on both sides and I flipped it right side out. Now I'm going to go around the top with a row single crochet. So you can just start anywhere you want. I'm probably just start up here in the corner. Go through that slit on your hook. And now I'm going to go back in that same stitch that I started in and do a single crochet. And then I'm going to do a single crochet in every stitch around. Just like this, until I make it back around. Coming around here, I've been doing my row of single crochet, and I come around here to the seam area, and you just want to keep going around it too, with the row with one single crochet in every stitch. And some of these stitches, you're not going to be able to see them very well, but just do it the best you can. And one single crochet in every stitch, and then continue back around until you get to your starting point. Made it back around after putting one single crochet in every stitch, and I'm just gonna, here's my beginning. And here's my end. I haven't done anything yet. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use some stitch markers for the straps. I'm gonna leave a slit on each side so I can put a strap through it and button it on, just to do something different. And you definitely don't have to do this if you don't want to, but right over here where the seam is, you can see the seam here. Find your center stitch to your seam. And count over 3 stitches. Don't count, there's your center. Now count over 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And put a stitch marker in it. And then I follow my center up until I get to my center seam stitch right here. And now I'm going to go over 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'll put a stitch marker in that one. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm actually in my center right now. It's my last stitch. So 1, 2. Here's my third one. Here's my, see how I follow my center right up. Center, count over 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't count the center when you're counting over. 1, 2, 3. And now I'm going to leave some spaces there for, a strap. So what I want to do is I want to just slip stitch until I get to my stitch marker. I'm going to go slip stitch in the one with the stitch marker, and then the one after. That's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start in the one after. So what I'm going to do, I slip stitch into it. Now I'm going to go right back into the one after the stitch marker and do a single crochet. I just slip stitched over to get me to where I wanted to be. And now I'm going to do a single crochet in every stitch around until I get to my next stitch marker on this side. Single crocheted over here to my next stitch marker. Now I'm at the stitch with the stitch marker. I don't want to go into it. I want to count my spaces, counting the stitch that has the stitch markers in them. I should have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I do. So I want to chain 7 here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'm going to single crochet in the stitch after the stitch marker, like that. And I can move these stitch markers because I don't need them anymore. And now I'm just going to continue around, putting one single crochet in every stitch until I get to the other stitch marker. and that's where I will chain 7 again, just like we did over here. Okay, I'm back around again to my other set of stitch markers. Don't single crochet in the one with the stitch marker. We're going to chain 7 because that's how many stitches I skipped, and then I'm going to single crochet into the stitch after that stitch marker, which is actually my beginning stitch, like that. I can move these. Now I want to go across one more time with a row of single crochet, 1 in every stitch, and I'm actually going to do 1 single crochet in each of the stitches of the chains also. So I'm just going to work my way around again, doing 1 single crochet in every stitch. I'm over here to where I'm single crocheted over here to the chain that we made earlier, and I just want to go ahead and do 1 single crochet, 1 for each of the stitches of the chain, and I want to do the same thing on both sides. So I'll have 7 single crochets here, and then I'll just continue around single crocheting 1 in every stitch. Okay, I finished that, and all I did to close off was I slip stitched into the first single crochet that we made of that round, and that ended that. Now I'm going to do the handle, and remember, you can do the handle any way you want. You didn't even have to do it like that if you don't want, but that slit I made was going to be for my handle. But anyways, this is how I'm going to do it. I did a chain of 8. Now I'm going to single crochet in the second stitch from the hook, and then 1 in every stitch. And then I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and go across and do another row of single crochet. So I'm just going to keep doing the rows of single crochet. But in a little bit I'm going to have to make a buttonhole because I'm going to button my straps on. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I'm just going to keep doing a few rows of this. I did 12 rows so far. Now I'm going to chain 1 and turn. I'm going to single crochet in the next stitch. And now I want to do a chain of 4. And single crochet, skip 4 stitches. And single crochet in the last. Chain 1 and turn. And now I'm just going to single crochet across, doing a single crochet in these stitches of the chain. Like this. And then I'm just going to keep going until, now I have a buttonhole because I'm going to make my strap where it pulls through and buttons on the side. Now I'm just going to keep going with these rows of single crochet until I get my strap as long as I want. You can make yours as long as you want. But then at the end I'm going to put another one of these and then 12 more rows to finish it off. So I'll make it up, keep going until I get to where I'm going to put my next buttonhole on. After I did my last buttonhole, I did 70 more rows, and now I'm going to make a buttonhole again. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn, single crochet in the next stitch, chain 4, and I'm going to single crochet in the last 2 like that. Now I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and I'm going to go across every stitch of the chain, and I'm going to do, counting this row right here is going to be my first row. I'm going to do a total of 12 more to match the other side. And then I'm going to tie off and hide all my tails. Finished out my strap here. And this is how it's going to go on. So I got 2 buttons, and if you want to put the buttons, whatever buttons you want to put, but you need to sew it to the inside of the handle, like this. Kind of close to the top. And just sew it on like you would sew on any button. Some knots in the back here so it doesn't come undone. Hide your tails. Clip my tails off. And now you want to do this on both sides, and then you just weave it through your little opening here on the end that we made earlier. Like that. And then button it on. And that's how I did the strap. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do to the bag. If you want to put decorations or anything on it, you can. But I think this is all I'm going to do for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Check out my Facebook page. I have contests going on all the time. They'd be fun to enter. And check me out on Blogger. And until next time, have a good day.